Hey guys, welcome again. So, in continuation to our last lecture where we were working on the installation, it is worth pointing out that node 1 was initialized as Kubernetes master and additional nodes will join the cluster as nodes. PWK gives masters a blue icon next to their names and nodes a transparent icon. This helps you easily identify master and nodes. So PWK session only lasts for 4 hours and are obviously not intended for production use. You are also limited to the version of Kubernetes that the platform provides. Despite all of this, it is excellent for learning and testing. You can easily add and remove instances as well as tear everything down and start again from scratch. So Play with Kubernetes is a great project ran by a couple of excellent Docker captains, and I personally recommend it. Now, coming on to another important aspect is Minikube. Minikube is great if you are a developer and need a local Kubernetes development environment on your laptop. Let's quickly discuss about basic Minikube architecture and let's refer to this figure. So if you know Docker, Minikube is similar to Docker for Mac and Docker for Windows, a super simple way to spin up something on your laptop. So the figure shows how the implementation of Minikube is similar to Docker for Mac and Docker for Windows. On the left hand side of this is the high level Minikube architecture. On the right is the Docker for Mac or Docker for Windows architecture, as you can see in this screen. At a high level, you download the Minikube installer and type Minikube start. This creates a local virtual machine and spins up Kubernetes cluster inside of the VM. It also sets up your local shell environment so that you can access the cluster directly from the current shell. Inside of the Minikube, there are two high level things, in fact and these are as follows. First, there is local kube construct. This runs a Kubernetes node and Kubernetes master. The master includes an API server and all of us the other control plane stuff. Second is the container runtime is pre-installed. At the time of writing, this defaults to Docker, though you can specify others if you require. So coming on to architecture, which you can see on the right hand side and where I'm pointing through my cursor. Outside of the VM, we have Kubek T1, the Kubernetes client. When you run Minikube start, your environment will be configured so that Kubek T1 will issue commands to the Kubernetes cluster running inside the Minikube. As interesting as the architecture is, the most important aspect of Minikube is the slick and smooth experience that accurately replicates a Kubernetes cluster. Now, let's quickly talk about how to install Minikube. So you can get a Minikube for Mac, Windows and Linux. We will take a quick look at Mac and Windows as this is the most what people run on their laptops. One point of note is Minikube requires virtualization extension enabled in your system BIOS. Now coming on to installing Minikube on Mac. It is probably a good idea to install Kubek T1, the Kubernetes client, before you install Minikube. You will use this later to issue commands to the Minikube cluster. Now we have segregated into a few steps and I will follow the sequence one by one. So step number 1 is use brew to install Kubek T1, and as you can see in the screen here, right? So this puts the Kubek T1 binary in user local bin and makes it executable. Now step number 2 is verify that the install worked, which you can see here. This you can now that we have installed the Kubek T1 client, let's install Minikube. And to install the Minikube, again, the code you can see on the screen right now. You have to provide your password if prompted. Now step number 2 is use brew to install Xhive lightweight hypervisor for Mac. Other hypervisor options are available, VirtualBox and VMware Fusion, but we are only showing Xhive here, and you can see it here. Yeah. Now, quickly moving to step number, 3. Set the user owner of Xive to be root. The following command should be issued on a single line, and there should be no backslashes in the command, as you can see in the screen right now. Okay. Now quickly moving to step number 4 is to grant it the ability to set UID. The following command should be issued on a single line, and again there should be no backslashes in the command, and you can see that here. Now step number 5 is start minikube with the following command, and you will see this command is minikube start VM driver Xive starting local Kubernetes cluster starting VM. So this would be the command there. And again, I'm reiterating the command. It's minikube start VM driver is equal to Xive. Now step number 6. So minikube start is the simplest way to start minikube. Specifying the VM driver is equal to Xive flag will force it to use the Xive hypervisor instead of VirtualBox. So you now have a minikube instances up and running on your Mac. So in the next lecture, we would be talking more about how to use kubectl1 to verify the minikube install. Till then, I'm taking a quick pause.